Hello everybody, back in the lab today. I'm Jay Appell. Thanks for joining me. Today what we're going to do is address the new problem, which is when you go to server tasks, you'll notice that this is something that you've been running probably on a regular schedule. Download software product list. This updates the software catalog. And when we run it, you'll notice here, like our other failures, that the software catalog is going to fail. I'll click F5 to refresh, and it says it's failed, and you're going to get a message that's very similar to this. Here's how we're going to try to fix it. Now you either go to 14 or update 14. You're going to go to your EPO server, click on the menu down the bottom, and you'll see that I have 13. I don't have 14, and I don't have 15 as of the 24th of January 2023. But if I don't want to go to 14, or I have a client that can't go to 14, I still would like to get my updates. How do you do that? Well, you're probably thinking, for you old timers, well, that's pretty easy, Jay. I'm going to go to server settings, I'm going to go down to source site, and I'm going to make a change here. No, it's not that simple. Unfortunately, what they don't do is they don't give you access to what you really need through the EPO interface. I'm going to look at this in Notepad. We're going to update this table, and we're going to set it with, instead of epo.mcafee.com, we're going to make it epo.trellix.com. And before we execute it, you're actually going to see what's in that table. We're going to bring up the Management Studio. I have version 19. And what we're going to do is we're going to get in, and this is how we would actually look at the database. We're not going to go into great detail. And the caveat here is if you have no idea what you're doing or you've never used this application before, give it to somebody that is experienced, that knows how to use it. The reason being is obvious, but I'll just say it anyhow as a disclaimer, is if you're in there messing around and you make a mistake, and God forbid you're even thinking of doing this in production, don't. Just don't. Just don't. Now, I'm going to type in my password. This happens to be SQL authentication. And I go into the databases, and here's my EPO database, EPO Software Catalog Server. And when I actually look at the table, you'll see right down here it says epo.mcafee.com. We have to change that to epo.trellix.com. Well, we could do it manually, but I don't want you to make a fat finger here. So let's make this nice and easy. I'm going to open up my script. File, open, file, and the name of it is, on my desktop, new Trellix repo. Click OK, or open. And here it is in all its glory. And what we're going to do here is it may default to master. Now you'll notice here that if I were to try to execute this against the master, it would fail. Why? Because it's trying to look for the EPO database. I'm going to change it and select it appropriately. Now when I do, I'll click execute, and it says one row is affected. Perfect. We don't need this anymore. Now we're going to once again right click on here. We're going to review, and it says epo.trellix.com. And we're going to go down to download software product list. And we're going to execute it. This time around, we're not going to get a failure. We're actually going to get a success story. It's all done. It's that simple, everybody. Please only do this if you know what you're doing, or give it to somebody that does. Give them the link to this video, and maybe that will help them as well. And I'll put the SQL script right down here in the download. I'm Jay in the lab. Have a terrific day.